So point number 2 is this. The government is lying. Things are either worse or better than they say. Know that, understand that, but don't go overboard with it, okay? We don't need to hide down into a bunker for the rest of our lives and start, digging holes up here in the mountains and get rid of the internet and do all this crazy stuff and make sure you don't go to Google, And if you don't go to Google, that's fine. I don't really care. But just all I'm saying is just be aware. Just be aware of your surroundings and watch out when there's a mass gathering of people because you will get hurt. I have never not seen it. When there was a mass gathering on the USS George Washington after Fukushima, people were getting hurt. People were getting threatened. It was just a nightmare. Superdome, mass gathering of people getting trod upon, people dying. Drugs, murders, all kinds of stuff going on there. Bad idea. Hey, we set up this tent city. Come on down. I will go make a bunker up there in the hills if that's the case, all right? All right, so we got to move on here. Point number 3 is this. Knowledge on how to acquire food and resources is just as important as stockpiling. Look, people love this. I've got a full garage of hand sanitizer and toilet paper. Well, you know what? You're not stronger than 25 people armed and trained ready to come get you. Yeah. You're not that cool. You're not Rambo. Right. I don't care how tough you are. These people think they're so cool. Well, I've got all these ARs and I've got all this stuff. You can only shoot one at a time. And let me just tell you something again. If you cannot shoot, move, and communicate at the same time, you will die. You are not Rambo. That is a fallacy. That is garbage. That's a fantasy. Shoot, move, and communicate. If you cannot do those 3 things and do those 3 things effectively, you will die. You will die. People think, they're not going to come get me. If the government tries to enforce this quarantine, they're not going to come get me. They will come get you. And in that situation, it's better to know how to get food than it is to have that garage full of toilet paper and paper towels and all this stuff that you think you're going to get. Oh, I've got 18,000 cases of 5.56 and 7.62, man. You come to look, all it takes is 25 trained men. People say, the UN's weak, blah, blah, blah. They might be weak considering a lot of other military units around the world, but you're not stronger than they are. Right. And if they come to get you, they will get you. Your best bet in a situation like that is to flee. And look, I think it's a great idea to learn what is edible around here, where to get water, and how to build shelter. Because if they decide to get crazy with something later on, let's say it's not a virus, let's say the next thing is a terrorist attack, right? And they are going to come get us. Or they do allow the Chinese to hijack one of our carriers and, come on shore with cruise ships or whatever, however they would orchestrate. Let's say something like that happens. You know what? Do you think the cops and the military are going to fight them and protect you, and that all the Americans are, America, there's a guy with a gun behind every blade of grass? Oh no, cops will round you up and make sure you comply for your own safety. They will hoard you up and put you in a camp, is what they will do. I've seen it. They tried to put me in a camp over a hurricane because some guy didn't like my boss. How much more will they not do that to this nation here? So I strongly recommend you study berries, how to get water, how to build shelter, and how to conceal yourself, how to hide. Look, that toilet paper and your 14 cans of stew, they're not going to save you. Yeah. If you can't hunt, if you can't build shelter, if you can't defend yourself, you're done. When things are going great, it's nice to sit around the coffee table and talk about how tough we are and how much I'll do to the cops if they get out of line and come commie on me. No, you're going to get smoked. That's what's going to happen to you. So knowledge, point number 3 is this: knowledge on how to acquire food and resources is just as important as stockpiling. Proverbs 21 verse 20 says this: there is treasure to be desired in oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up. So there is some value in saving materials. There is value in having extra food. Okay? I'm not against stockpiling. I'm not against having extra food. You should, especially right now. You should have some extra food. What does it say here? There is treasure to be desired and oil in the dwelling of the wise. That means the wise will have these things no matter what. They come take away your 14 cans of stew. The wise says, I've still got food. They come take away your 5.56. The wise says, I've still got 7.62 over here. They come take my house. I go to the hills. I go to the mountains. I escape. I adapt and I overcome and get the job done. Proverbs 21, verse 31. Look at verse 31. There's nothing wrong with being prepared. There's nothing wrong with being a prepper, but there is something wrong with being an idiot and thinking that your garage full of toilet paper is going to save your backside, because it's not. Right? Verse 31, the horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is of the Lord.